Just trying to walk with a gimbal, see how smooth it looks. It's a great device. And you know what's funny? Let me show you. Let me show you this. Push it down. Check out my gimbal carrying pink bag. How awesome is that? It doesn't fit in my pocket. I didn't have a bag that I could use that was the right style, but my daughter had this one in her bedroom. I said, "Go and use it." She's like, "What? You can't go out with that." I said, "Watch me." So now the whole family's embarrassed, and I don't care. I'm up the hill at my favourite tree, and I'll just give a shout out to Dookie. I watched his video this afternoon where he was out at Strawberry Knoll Park, which I looked up on Google Maps just to see where it was, and I thoroughly enjoyed that video, Dookie. I loved what you had to say, and I echo your sentiment entirely. It's therapeutic to get out into this kind of environment, just to think and to walk, and I'm so grateful I've got these dogs, my pair of beauties who get me out of the house. And today I didn't get a chance to walk the dogs until this evening. It's now about 7 o'clock in the evening. I've got to go home and still feed the kids and all that stuff. Anyway, this is usually my time for listening to podcasts or audiobooks. And today I've been listening to the Jordan Harbinger show, and it was a fascinating one. He interviewed a guy called Will Storr, who's an author of a book called Selfie, How We Became Self-Obsessed and What It's Doing to Us. Something like that anyway. I'll put the link in the description. But he talked about neoliberalism, a thing that started in the 70s, sort of in the West, in the UK and in America and Canada and Europe. And we looked at Thatcher and Reagan, which is an era that I grew up in the 80s, and how that changed our psyche and began this kind of path towards self-obsession and celebrity and fame and money and every man for himself, individualism. And it was fascinating, it really was. I recommend that you all listen to it. He spoke about how he thinks now children should be taught not that they can do anything if they just apply themselves, because we all know that that's not true. It happens for the very, very slim majority of us, whereas the rest of us keep hustling and failing and comparing ourselves to others who are successful. And social media has a big part to play in that, because people portray themselves as they wish to be seen. So you're basically comparing your blooper reel to their highlight reel, which I think was a very good way of putting it. And he thinks that we should be looking for something that we are good at and something that makes us comfortable. And he used the analogy of a lizard. He said if you put a lizard on an ice cap, it's going to be very uncomfortable. If you put a lizard in the desert, it's going to be as happy as a lizard can be. And the lizard itself hasn't changed. It's the environment that's changed. And I'm not sure I agree with that 100%. He spoke about if you find yourself in an environment that makes you uncomfortable, say for example, you're an introvert and you're working in a store where you're having to deal with people, then perhaps you're in the wrong environment and you need to remove yourself and find yourself an environment that's more comfortable for you. Makes sense, doesn't it? But I find myself when I'm, well, they call it outside the comfort zone, don't they? That's the thing that I do with my music when I'm performing. I put myself outside my comfort zone. And although even after many years of doing it, I still suffer from fear and anxiety before I do it, when I have done it and I'm on my way home, I feel a sense of pride that I was able to do something that I feel added to my life in some way. It's character building, that's one of the terms that you hear a lot in personal development. So I'm not sure that removing yourself from uncomfortable environments every time is the right thing to do, but I think it's worth discussing. So I'd love to hear some thoughts on that. I've expressed my own thoughts, and I'd like to hear if there are any situations that you've found yourself in that made you feel uncomfortable but that were ultimately rewarding and character building. Alright, I'll leave it there for now, and I'll head off down the hill to make the dinner. See you all tomorrow. Bye!